All right, let's talk Michigan Wolverines football. This team has had one heck of an offseason, a little bit under the radar, but they're doing a great job, and that trend is not slowing down. Momentum is building in Ann Arbor. Got an exciting recruiting update for you guys, but first, I'm Nick, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, after Harbaugh left, a lot of people, and look, I'm going to be honest, me too, a little bit, were like, are the Wolverines going to slide out of irrelevance? They were obviously at the top of the world with Harbaugh, McCarthy, Corum, and all those guys. And I thought for a little bit, were they going to kind of teeter out and go to be a tier two team, not get a lot of attention, not get a lot of buzz? Folks, I was wrong, and people who doubted Sherrod Moore were wrong. They've done a great job this offseason in the recruiting game, in the transfer portal game, and they are continuing at it. It looks like they're about to pull off a massive move. Let's pull up this report courtesy of SI.com. After initial reports indicated that five-star offensive lineman Ty Haywood was set to announce his decision on Monday, Haywood took to social media and announced that he would be announcing his decision on Wednesday instead. Even though this one has continued to drag out longer than expected, Michigan remains the favorite in Haywood's recruitment. In recent days, the five-star prospect has received expert predictions from On3 Steve Wiltfong and Chad Simmons for Michigan to come out on top. Talking to sources around Ty Haywood and talking to sources around Michigan, Texas Tech, Florida State, the three programs that he's been in communication with down the stretch of this process, I still love where the maize and blue Michigan stands in the recruitment of Ty Haywood. He took his official visit the weekend of January 6th to January 17th to Ann Arbor. Time spent with Sherrod Moore and Grant Newsome. That coaching staff, Coach Moore and Coach Newsome, were down in Texas visiting with the Denton Ryan standout. Everything is still pointing toward Michigan landing Ty Haywood. This would obviously be literally a massive move for the Wolverines, proving that Sherrod Moore has this program very quickly returning to the top of the college football world. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this latest update, but Michigan fans, your turn in the comment section below. As we get ready for spring ball, it's not that far away. What's one player you're expecting to kind of break out and just take over this team? A guy who's about to become a superstar that maybe no one sees coming. Give us your breakout candidate as we get close to spring for this Michigan squad and put them in the comment section below. But Mize, switching back over to recruiting and Sherrod Moore now, what are your thoughts on this latest Wolverines news?
Yeah, Nick, I think this just shows, like you said, Michigan, it wasn't just a fluke year. It just wasn't a holdover year for Sherrod Moore to kind of keep the class, that Harbaugh built. He brought a lot of great talent in this 2025 class. Bryce Underwood, obviously the best player in the country, is actually finalized. He's number one in all aspects in this 2025 class. Great hire. Got another high 5-star as well, and Andrew Babalola, a really great offensive tackle in his own right. Now, what are they doing? Looking at 2026, repeating that success. Already have two great 3-star recruits, working on a top 5-star recruit as well. I think Sherrod Moore and this staff doing a really, really fantastic job. I think that this, like you said, people doubted them. People said, can they do this? Is it going to be a tier 2 team? Is this going to be a team that can compete? I think they took a small step back, but now looking at the 2025 recruiting class, looking at what they're potentially going to be able to do here in 2026, I think they're about to take two major steps forward, bounce back even better than people can imagine. And this is a Michigan team that I look out next year. Maybe not quite the year, but I think they jump up and they maybe contend for the Big Ten next year. I think in 2026, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with all of these recruits coming into their own. And I stay on the lookout. Michigan is going to do some special things here down the stretch.
And there are certain programs that should be really good at positions, just historically, right? You look at the USC Trojans, it's the quarterback position. Obviously, they got the California kids. When you think Alabama, you think like nose tackles, big front four, right? There are certain programs that just, when they're doing things well, they recruit certain positions really well. I don't know why that is. It just seems to work out that way. In Michigan, over the decades, they seem to be at their peak, at their zenith when they're recruiting and now getting transfers with the offensive line, right? That continued for a number of years with Lloyd Carr, and obviously Harbaugh took that to a whole nother level when he had this program at the top of the college football world dominating the Big Ten. And so I think the fact that Sharon Moore is doing such a good job recruiting offensive line, looks like he's going to get a massive win here as well. I think proves to me that once again, and I was part of this 100%, and I was wrong, that Sharon Moore is the guy to lead Michigan for the long term after the Harbaugh era. He gets the mentality with his own twist, his own style. He's not a Harbaugh collar and copy. He doesn't do things exactly the way he did. Sharon Moore has his own energy. He's got his own strategies and tactics that he likes to use, how he connects with people, how he recruits, all of that. And it's working wonders. I look for these indicators, right? When USC, the Trojans, when they start to struggle with quarterback recruiting, I'm like, okay, they're on the downslope. If Alabama can't recruit defensive tackles and strong defensive ends, they're on the downslope. If the Michigan Wolverines can't recruit offensive linemen, I'm concerned. It's not happening. They're getting these O linemen. They're getting the best of the best national recruits, right? This isn't like this is a Michigan kid. It's not like this is like a Wisconsin kid even or a Connecticut kid. This kid's from Texas. He's from Denton, right? You would think that University of Texas or A&M or LSU would be just all over this kid. Oklahoma would be just dominating him. Not the case. Michigan's going to pull off this move at a national level at a position that they need to be good at. This is a phenomenal job by Sharon Moore, and the future continues to look bright in Ann Arbor. Great job by Coach Moore and his entire staff.